I never thought one phone call could flip my world upside down. It was late evening, I had just finished cleaning the kitchen when my phone buzzed. At first, I almost ignored it, an unknown number, probably spam. But something inside me whispered to pick it up. A woman's voice came through, calm yet sharp like a blade. She asked, "Are you Anna?" My heart skipped a beat. I hesitated before answering yes. Then she said words I'll never forget, "I think we need to talk about your husband." In that moment, my knees almost gave out. The kitchen walls seemed to close in on me, my breath quickening. My first instinct was denial. She had to be wrong. Maybe it was a cruel prank, maybe she dialed the wrong number. But the way she said his name, the certainty in her tone, told me she knew him. I gripped the edge of the table, trying to steady myself. "Who are you?" I asked, though deep down I already knew the answer I feared. Her reply was cold, steady, and devastating. "I'm the woman he's been seeing for the past 6 months." For a few seconds, I couldn't breathe. The air felt heavy, pressing against my chest, as if the walls were collapsing on me. 6 months? My mind raced back through time, trying to replay every detail of our life together, the late nights he claimed he was working, the sudden business trips, the way he sometimes seemed distant even when sitting right beside me. I clutched the phone tighter, forcing myself to ask, "Why are you telling me this?" The woman on the other end sighed, her voice trembling just slightly. "Because I just found out he's married. He told me he was divorced. He lied to me, just like he lied to you. I thought you should know the truth." Her words stabbed deeper than I expected. I wanted to scream at her, to hate her, but something in her tone told me she was as much a victim as I was. Still, the anger boiling inside me was uncontrollable. I looked around our kitchen, the photos on the fridge, our wedding picture by the doorway, the flowers he had bought me just last week. Suddenly, all of it felt fake, staged, like props in a cruel play. "Do you love him?" I asked, my voice breaking. There was a long pause, then she whispered, "I thought I did, until today." I hung up without another word, my hands shaking. I could hear my own heartbeat thundering in my ears. And then, as the phone slipped from my fingers, one thought consumed me. How long had I been living in a lie? That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, listening to the rhythmic sound of his breathing beside me. How could he sleep so peacefully, while my world was falling apart? I studied his face in the dim glow of the streetlight seeping through the curtains. The same face I had kissed thousands of times. The face I thought I knew better than my own. But now, every line, every curve of his lips, felt like a stranger's. My mind kept replaying her words, 6 months. 6 months of lies, 6 months of betrayal, 6 months where he'd smile at me while sneaking away to her. I wanted to wake him up, shake him, scream at him, demand the truth. But instead, I stayed still, silent, suffocating under the weight of the betrayal. Because deep down, I wasn't ready to hear his excuses. Not yet. By morning, I had made a decision. If he was living a double life, I would uncover every hidden piece of it. No more blind trust. No more believing his stories without proof. So, when he kissed my forehead before leaving for work, like he always did, I forced a smile and whispered, "Have a good day." But the moment the door closed behind him, I grabbed my coat and followed. If he thought he could deceive me, he was about to learn that I wasn't the naive wife he believed me to be. I walked several paces behind him, my head pulled up, heart pounding so loudly I swore the whole street could hear it. He moved with such casual confidence, like a man who had nothing to hide. And maybe that was what enraged me the most, his ease, his comfort in his lies. He didn't go straight to the office like he always claimed. Instead, he stopped at a small cafe tucked away on a quiet corner. My stomach twisted when I saw her, the same woman from the bar, sitting there, waiting for him. Her eyes lit up when he walked in, and the smile she gave him was not the smile of a casual acquaintance. I stood across the street, frozen, my fingers trembling as I gripped my phone. I could have turned back, pretended I saw nothing. But no. I needed to know everything. So I pulled out my camera and started recording. Every hug, every stolen glance, every laugh. proof. At one point, he reached across the table, taking her hand into his, rubbing his thumb over her knuckles the same way he used to do with me. That tiny gesture, so familiar, so intimate, shattered something inside me. When he finally leaned in and kissed her, I felt the ground disappear beneath my feet. I wanted to run in there, to scream, to throw the truth in his face right then and there. But I didn't. Not yet. Instead, I turned away, tears burning down my cheeks, and whispered to myself, "You've made your choice, Michael. Now it's my turn." Because this wasn't just betrayal anymore, this was war. That night, I sat at my desk with all the evidence spread before me, photos, videos, the dates, the lies. Every piece of his betrayal captured and frozen in time. My hands shook as I arranged them neatly, almost like I was preparing a case for trial. And in a way, I was. When he came home, pretending like nothing had happened, I played along. I greeted him with a smile, even kissed his cheek. But my heart was steel. Later, when we sat together in the living room, I turned on the TV. Except it wasn't the news playing, it was the footage I'd recorded earlier that day. His face drained of color the second he saw himself on the screen, holding her hand, kissing her like I didn't exist. Silence fell so heavy between us that I could barely breathe. Then I said, calmly but firmly, "I don't need excuses. I don't need lies. I just need you gone." He stammered, begged, tried to twist it, but I had already made my decision. For once, I wasn't the weak one. I wasn't the victim. I was the one in control. I packed his things into bags I had prepared beforehand, set them by the door, and told him the truth, "You broke me once. But you'll never break me again." And as he left, slamming the door behind him, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Freedom.